Jai Shri Swaminarayan, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Mataji, Har Har Mahadev. Welcome to the third part of the Vachanamrut series, where today we will still carry on from Gadhada Pratham 2. Now before we carry on from where we had left off, let's go to the Dhyan Bhag. That's right, the meditation phase. Let's remember where Shriji Maharaj was seated. Now as we know, Shriji Maharaj had come to the residential hall of the sadhus in Dada Kachar's Darbar in Gadhada. He was dressed entirely in white clothes. And at that time, sadhus as well as Haribhaktas from various places had gathered before him. Now just like last time, we have to transport ourselves to the Akshardhamni Sabha. We have to remember that we have all these muktos seated around us, and in front of us is Shriji Maharaj, and he's going to deliver us the next part from this Vachanamrut. A person who has Madhyam Vairagya also indulges in the most appealing of the five senses and remains unattached to them. However, if he were to encounter difficult desh, gal and sang, he would become attached to those vishas, causing his Vairagya to decline. Such a person is said to possess Madhyam Vairagya. Now let's have a quick recap. In the last episode, Maharaj covered Uttam Vairagya, and that is the highest level of Vairagya. And in that, Maharaj gave the example of Janak Raja, who is the personification of Vairagya. Now that is the level which we want to reach to. In this part, Maharaj covers Madhyam Vairagya, which is the second level. Now within the second level, they also have great amount of Vairagya. However, their downfall begins with these three factors. Now in this paragraph, Maharaj mentioned three factors, which is desh, gal and sam. So let's take one factor at a time. Firstly, let's focus at desh. In this context, we can see desh as a landmass or a place or a region where one resides. Now for example, let's look at India, and if we drill down further, let's look at a Tirthstan within India. Now this is where a mandir will reside, or where Bhagwan was born. Now the first thing we will notice, there will be positive vibrations all around us. And naturally, we will not have negative thoughts. Instead, our willpower will be so much stronger that it wants to focus our mind and attention on Bhagwan's Murti. So when we go to these special places, like Ayodhya, Mathura, Vartal, Bhuj, Kalapur, Chapiya, then naturally we will feel something divine. We will feel those vibrations, and within our hearts we will feel at peace. And that is the power of this stan. This is the power which Maharaj is talking about within this Vachanamrut. And in that same way, when we go to a negative place, when we go to a region where there is no satsang, where there is no bhajan bhakti, then that will have the direct negative impact upon ourselves. For example, if we look at Vegas, it has been coined as Sin City. It is known for gambling and various other materialistic vices. Now when we go to that kind of location and that region, our mind will not focus on Bhagwan. Our mind will not focus on Bhajan Bhakti. However, our mind will focus on all the different various distractions which are famous within that region. Now imagine if we are there on a holiday for 5 days, 7 days or even longer. It will definitely have an impact on our frame of mind. And naturally, our bhajan bhakti will decline, and our five senses will get hooked and attached to all the different materialistic pleasures that will be around us. And as a result, our vairagya level will go down. And that is our shield which is protecting us to ensure our dharma stays high. So imagine if we are there for a whole year. Who knows the impact it would have upon our satsang levels. Now let's move on to the second factor, and that is gal, which relates to time. Now the perfect example to understand this concept of time is if we look back 2 years ago when we were in the midst of COVID-19. As we know, governments around the world had initiated lockdowns. Now as we were forced to stay home, we were unable to go to mandir. And because we couldn't get the darshan of Bhagwan, our bhajan bhakti naturally started to decrease. And as a result, we were now trapped in the world of Netflix and TV shows and other activities. So at a time when once we were doing seva and bhajan bhakti, but now we were flicking through TV channels just to escape boredom. Now COVID-19 was a difficult time period. Many of us lost loved ones. Secondly, it had a massive impact on our mental health. And last but not least, it had a detrimental effect on our satsang levels. Now don't get me wrong, there were still plenty of souls who increased their bhajan bhakti, who increased their satsang during these difficult times within COVID-19. However, for the majority of us, it gave us the perfect excuse to indulge our senses into this materialistic world. So this is the power of time. Now let's move on to the third factor, which is sang, which means association. Now there is a powerful quote where it states, "Show me your 5 friends and I will show you your future." Now this is so powerful. It shows the friends around us will have a natural impact on what we will do. Now for example, if we have friends who are involved in satsang, who constantly do bhajan bhakti, then naturally it will have a positive impact on us. However, the same goes when we have a friend circle which is completely on the negative side. For example, all our friends are swearing, then those swear words will naturally come into our vocabulary. We will start saying all the wrong words. Secondly, if our friends are really into gossiping and backbiting, you guessed it, within a week we will also be doing the same. Also, Gunatitanand Swami gives the perfect plan in terms of building our social circle. We should always have 2 santos who we can constantly connect with, as they will be able to put us on the straight and narrow if we are falling from satsang. Furthermore, Gunatitanand Swami states that we should have 4 close devotees. They will be there to support us. They will be there to guide us and push us on the right direction towards Bhagwan. So as a result, it's so important when we are choosing our friend circle that they are helping us towards our ultimate goal. And that goal is towards Bhagwan. Now let's carry on to the third level of Vairagya. As for a person who has Kanishta Vairagya, if he were to encounter ordinary or inferior vishayas, he may indulge in them, but would not become bound by them. However, if he were to encounter and indulge in appealing vishayas, he would become bound by them. Such a person is said to possess Kanishta Vairagya. Now within this paragraph, Maharaj is talking about the third level of Vairagya, which is called Kanishta Vairagya. Now to understand this, let's go to a beautiful story which explains this concept. So one day there was a devotee called Mangal Bhagat. Now out of love, his name was Mangalyo. His guru was Gopalanand Swami. Every day Mangalyo used to go to Mandir, and there he used to do seva. And then he used to do darshan and do seva of the santos and Hari Bhaktos. Now seeing this daily dedication and seva, Gopalanand Swami got very pleased. And out of his pratna to Maharaj, Maharaj gave the blessings that Mangalyo became Mangal Set, where he received a high business post. Now due to his work commitments, Mangal Set was not able to go Mandir every single day. In fact, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, even a whole month went by and Mangal Set did not come to Mandir. And then Gopalan Swami began to worry, and he asked one of the devotees and said, "Hey, where is Mangalyo? It's been such a long time, he hasn't even come to Mandir. Please tell him to come to Mandir next day and we can have a chat." So the next day, Mangal Set came to Mandir and he was doing darshan of Maharaj, and as he approached Gopalan Swami got very pleased and said, "Hey Mangalyo, finally you have come to Mandir." But when Mangal Set heard that Gopalan Swami called him Mangalyo, in his heart he got hurt and thought, who is this Gopalan Swami? Doesn't he know who I am? Doesn't he know that I am a great businessman? Doesn't he know that the whole village, the whole town calls me Mangal Set? And this Gopalan Swami has rudely called me Mangalyo? Who the hell does he think he is? And these are all the different emotions that came through Mangal Set's mind. Now without a second thought, Mangal Set didn't even do pranam of Gopalan Swami, and he just left and went away from the mandir. And then after, one of the santos went to Gopalan Swami and said, "Hey Swami, I think Mangal Set has got me upset after what you said, because now he's known as Mangal Set and you called him Mangalyo." And then Gopalan Swami smiled and said, I'm so sorry. Out of love I called him Mangalyo. All these years I've always called him that. But now I will always call him Mangal Set. Now due to this action, all the blessings which Mangal Set had earned from Gopalan Swami vanished away in a flash. Now within few weeks, the post which he had earned also vanished. So he was back at square one. Now within few days' time, Mangal Set re-entered the mandir, and there Gopalan Swami also came. And there Gopalan Swami said, "Oh Mangal Set, Kemcho, how are you? Is everything okay?" And then Mangal Set, or now known as Mangalyo, began crying, and he fell at the feet of Gopalan Swami. And there he realized the mistake he had made. The only reason he got this promotion was due to the blessings of Swami, due to the blessings of Maharaj. And then he went to Swami and cried and said, I am so unworthy. Just after receiving a small amount of materialistic happiness, I forgot who I was. I forgot you. I forgot Bhagwan. I forgot Satsang. I forgot everything. Please forgive me. I've now come to my senses and I realize I am happy in this position where I can attain Bhagwan and I can attain your happiness once again. Now this Leela of Mangal Set is a personification of all of us. Within our hearts, within our souls, we all have that characteristics of Mangal Set, where when we attain anything of such high quality materialistic pleasurely goods, then we naturally get attached to these items. Now this Vachanamrut is like a mirror for us. It helps us to introspect all the hidden flaws within us. Now personally speaking, this Vachanamrut has helped to highlight all the hidden flaws and vices within me. Now just because I do this Vachanamrut series doesn't mean I'm perfect. In fact, I am far from perfect. I have so many hidden flaws and vices within me. But with the guidance of Santos and Haribhaktos, I know one day I will be able to overcome this. I know one day I will be able to get to that final destination, which is Maharaj's Murti. Once again, if I made any mistakes, I am truly sorry. I hope you can join us for the next episode in the Vachanamrut series. So, namaste, namaskar.